Con.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
The Hebrew Israelites, GmsLouisianaSaints, Lafayette Camp. Alright? Coming out on the highways and byways to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom, which is America, spiritual Rome, spiritual Egypt, alright? Spiritual Sodom. Before we go any further, we're going to face the east and give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arukakadash.
That's the name of the Father and the Son by their true Hebrew names in which you can only be saved by. Alright? Double honors to the Apostle Green Millstone who rule well, teach well, and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 60 times, man. And as you can see, alright, it's another work day here in Babylon, alright? We're currently in captivity under the so-called white man, Esau Edom, man. Alright? Most chiefly the house of Amalek, alright, the Amalekites. Now here we are in slavery, but the Most High has opened up our minds, alright, to these law, statutes, and commandments, to rehearse the righteous acts, to be able to renew and transform our mind in these dire times, man. So everyone's asking for answers, alright? You go down these comments on Instagram, you scroll the comments on YouTube, everyone wants to know what's going to happen. Is this the end? Alright? Are these the last days? And the answer is yes, man. Alright? We're at the time where the one who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ is about to crack those clouds on a fathership, which you ignorantly call UFOs, and deliver his people, man. Which you ignorantly call so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. And what we're doing is not only in this captivity, but captivities before this, man. Alright? Through the process of reincarnation, we are those ancient men, alright, that are before the house now that were back then prophesying, man. Go ahead,
All right, this is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old.
Right, and that's twofold because Jeremiah was speaking of the prophets before his time, and now we're speaking of the prophets before our time, man, which was Jeremiah. All right? So throughout the process of history, the Most High tells you what? In the cool of the day, back in Genesis, what? That's when the prophets come out, man. The voice of the Lord has always been on the scene, all right, and the Lord has always dealt with a particular group of people, that being Israel, man. That's what we come out and tell our people week in and week out, man. The Lord deals with you. He's affectionate with you. He has love towards you. But as much as that love goes, that anger goes, man. When you disobey and break those laws, statutes, and commandments. In that great kingdom, all right, bring it out one more time.
It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Against many countries, against great kingdoms, right? It's not America's so-called great kingdom, all right? Or now we only prophesying against America. We prophesy against other countries, man. We prophesy against Russia, all right? We prophesy against North Korea. We prophesy against Moab, so-called Chinese, all right? Many different countries telling them that what? The main thing is you're going down and you're going into slavery, man, all right? You can get that one that goes, ask me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. I believe it's a song. All right? But bring it out one more time to let it in out.
It says, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, and that's what we're telling the people, man. Hey, you so-called Native American, you so-called Latino, you so-called Negro. The Most High, if you don't hearken and come back to his word, he's going to send out a pestilence on the land, and you could possibly be affected by it if you're not covered by this word, man. All right? He's going to send out a famine throughout the land, not only the famine of bread, but a famine of the word, and you could possibly fall victim to it if you're not under the hedge of the Lord, man. That's the moral of our message in a nutshell, man. All right? So what do we ought to do when a transgressor and our oppressor keeps growing in worse and worse, getting heavier and heavier on them, man? Heavy and heavy on us. What do? We prophesy to the end, man. Speak unto you these good words, man. All right? This gospel, man. The good news. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, what yours on?
All right, this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
As for me, and I should give the heathen thine for inheritance, man. And inheritance is what? Like basically substance, man. That you gain following what? The death of something. Or we could liken that unto the death of America, the destruction of America, man. Those heathen, all right, start with Esau, Edom, all right, from 2 on down to 18 on the back of the sign. You are our inheritance, man. Meaning what? You're going to be used just like Esau used us as a whipping stick. I mean, just like the Most High used Esau as a whipping stick, all right? We're going to be that whipping stick on you other nations, getting you in line, man. You're going to be taskmasters, wash pots, all right? You're going to build up Jerusalem again, man, that you polluted and destroyed, man. That's why the scriptures tell you, Jeremiah, I've seen, I will send out fishers. You can get that one after that. And then many hunters, man. We're going to hunt you devils out, man. You spending top tier dollar to put your money invested into these underground bunkers, all right? These doomsday preparations. But what is it going to be for if the Most High says you're going to be our inheritance, man? Go ahead,
All right, Psalms 2 verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
The uttermost parts of the earth, man. Meaning what? The earth has not entirely been discovered or embarked on, man. Right? Because Esau, Edom, he's the father of lies, man. Get that out. He's the father of lies, man. Right? Devil means diabolos, to deceive. He tells you that, oh, we got this much discovered. We got this research from this part of the earth and that part of the earth. But it tells you, you do a Google search, it tells you only 5% of the ocean has been discovered, man. And not even that, because we don't even believe that, man. All right? You haven't been given a gift, all right, to go actually and get everything in its totality, man. That gift was given unto Israel, man, to be able to enjoy the earth in its true natural form, man, all right, for the things that it's supposed to produce. And along with Esau polluting the earth, who do you have following in his steed, man, pertaining to Psalms 83rd chapter? You have all these other heathen nations on the back of this sign, man, pushing feminism, pushing LQTB, all right, pushing democracy, pushing what? Single parent households, pushing abortion, man. They coming in that spirit and that folly of America, and the Most High is about to take that spirit out the entire earth, man. You got it, huh? You got it. Go ahead.
All right.
Let him finish up.
All right, come. Verse 2. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
That's right, man. Rod of iron meaning what? The scriptures tell you that what? They're going to be put under the law, man. That's that rod of iron ultimately. And with that law, if you transgress it under it, you're going to be put down, man. All right? I got a quick one, all right? Just backing that up. Bring yours out, Amaz, and then I got this one real quick.
This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and of the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
That's right, man. We're still seeking justice from this devil, man. He's got so much blood on his hands, all right? And if he comes up and he hears this word, he's automatically cut in his heart because he knows he's that exact culprit that we're speaking of, man. He knows that there's people that have pushed out lies, ideologies, false doctrine, and enslavement throughout the entire planet Earth, man. The scriptures tell you that the nations are drunk as wine, man. They're drunk with the philosophies, man. You got Moab, you got Ammon wearing 3-piece suits. All right, you see them all at McDonald's. They're westernized, man. Because this whore that sitteth upon many waters has its iron grips on this entire earth, most pertaining to you Israelites, man. That's who the main focus, rape, robbery, and murder is upon, man. But guess what that rape, robbery, and murder is going to be exchanged for? It's going to be exchanged for slavery. It's going to be exchanged for judgment. It's going to be exchanged for continual employment, man. You got it, right? You got some more?
Because there is no truth in him.
There's no truth in him, man. The scriptures tell you there's no repentance for Esau, man, though he's carefully started with tears, man. We don't want to see those crying tears, man, all right? You so-called Edomites have slaughtered our people from east to west, north to south, and there's been no retribution for it, man. But guess what? We don't seek retribution from ourselves. We seek retribution from the Lord, man. A spiritual recompense, man. That's what's gonna happen on the planet Earth, man. All right. So it may seem like our back is against the wall, our persecutor is drawing in nigh. Like the scriptures tell you, swift as an eagle flieth, man. They persecute us in the streets. But when he thinks he's gonna close in on us, man, the Most High is gonna lift up that standard, and we're gonna prevail, man. You better believe. You got some more, brother?
Yeah.
You want to speak on it?
It's, it says, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, man. All right? Because, you know, whenever Esau, for example, man, Esau like to portray that Jake is the aggressor, man. All right? In every situation, man. All right?
I got you.
He like to portray that Jake is the aggressor, man. All right, but really, when you look throughout all history, Esau has been the aggressor, man. He has been the one to push, all right, violence, man. All right, death and destruction. All right, and what's the point I was trying to make, man? Pretty much, you know, Esau put it that way, man, because when you see these mass shootings, when you see these different, you know, superstars or whatever the case may be, all right, they always label him, he had mental issues or PTSD or whatever the case may be, man, all right, to try to nullify the fact that he's evil, man, all right, trying to put out there, because the thing is about it is that Esau can't look like a terrorist in his own kingdom, man. All right, so that's the reason why he uses those little tactics within the media. All right, what is it? The word I'm looking for is to like numb people. All right, to thinking that he's you know, not he's a good guy.
Desensitized.
Yeah,
man.
desensitized. That's what I was looking for.
That's I got you a quick one. It's Job 9:24 through 26. It says the earth, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
That's right, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. All right? The Lord has given Esau what? The dominion, the power, all right, over the whole world, man. All right? Because what? He controls the currency, man. If you can control the currency, all right, how people buy, sell, be able to deal, all right, then you can control them, man. All right, because what? Then you have taken away their power, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey, they had a quote, who was it? I think one of your brothers brought it out. One of the Rothschilds, maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I control the money, basically, I care not who make the laws, man. And that's the mindset of a ruler. That's how Esau Edom is thinking. They're elites on the left-hand side. The scriptures tell you what? Thou art wiser than Daniel, man. So with that power, the Most High, with that earth being given unto him, he's gotten control over the music industry. He's gotten control over mainstream media, the news, the television. All right, he has government control, political control. So if you come against him and speak up, you're demonized, like the brother was saying. You're labeled a mental health problem. You're labeled a psychopath or suicidal, man. All right, because he has control of the narrative right now. But ultimately, who has control of him? All right, the Most High, man. We got a little bit more. Right? It's Job 9:25. It says, and if I could just speak on that last point, it said he covered the faces of his judges thereof. And how did he do that, man? Through iconoclasm, man. Painting the pictures of our so-called forefathers as Edomites, man. Blind hair, blue eye, right? Ultimately, labeling it as what? Iconoclasm, the Renaissance, whitewashing, all right? And you got a lot to pay for that, man. You deceived the entire globe, man. You got our grandmothers, you go in their house, or older aunties, you go in their house, they got rosary beads hanging, they got white sweet baby Jesus, they got this guy in them, man. And you can't tell them nothing about it, man. Right? You'll break my mom's heart, man. Telling her everything that she grew up on and all the principles that she was taught by is all lies, man. But we know that. That's why we're those new bottles, man. The Most High deals with particularly young men. All right, Yahweh Shai was 33 when he went out, man. A young man. So that's what the Most High deals with, man. That young boldness, not those old bottles, those old philosophies that been tainted, man. You so-called civil rights coons, you civil rights jakes, y'all the reason we in this mess in the first place, man. Bowing down, selling out, man. But not this time, man. The Most High raised up 144,000 prophets, all right, that are bold and have integrity, man. Won't bow down to the system, man. Look at this place, man. This place is over with, man. It's finished. Go ahead, all right. I got a little bit more lucky. Verse 26, they are passed away as the swift ships, as the eagle that hasted to the prey, man. This man makes no time, wastes no time to come down and crack down on you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. He wastes no time to put the yoke of iron on your neck until you can't breathe anymore in this system, man. So why waste time when it comes to your salvation? Why waste time when it comes to doing the works, man? You got to get out there, put yourself out there, man, for the Lord. The Lord put himself out there for us, man. Look how much love and mercy he has shown us, man. The things we did in the world. The scriptures tell you all our righteousness are as filthy rags, man. You got it, all right?
I got one that finished with yours.
Yeah, I'm done. That's it.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 50, and I'm going to read verse 16, and then after that, I'm going to jump down. All right, Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, all right, the wicked being who? Esau, Edom, primarily, okay? But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do with my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right. What it pertain to Psalm, it tells you, Jacob has only known, man. You can't bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing, man. These Edomites are unclean, man. They totally off. They rule in this society in total disorder, man. Esau is that unwise king, man. He made the rulers of the office polluted because of the king ruling over them, man. And we can see this place is polluted from the top to the bottom, man. From your court systems to your church houses to your educational systems, you all are indoctrinating the society with that westernized mindset, man. Go ahead, man.
All right. All right, now I'm going to jump down to verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Okay, backing all up about how Esau Edom loves to always push a narrative on this media. Okay, pushing, basically labeling everybody else as the problem on the planet Earth, but himself. Because look at nature and look at the environment in the ecosystem. Anytime when there's a discussion about the current state of the world and the current state of the earth and why the earth is so polluted, Esau always likes to blame it on humans, saying that humans are the problem, and that humans are the reason why the earth is in the condition that it's in, and that overpopulation is the reason why the earth is so polluted. When really no, it's not humans altogether that's the problem. Issue Edomites that's the problem. Okay, in this world is not overpopulated with people in general. It's just overpopulated with you damn devils. Okay, which is why after 1,000 years in the kingdom, your ass is gonna be the only nation to be exterminated off the planet Earth. Okay,
hey, I got this real quick and backing you up. It's Job 30:1. But now because like the brother said, it's not the animals that are the problem. You are the problem, Esau. You're lower than the animals, man. Our animals are gonna be on a higher level than you in the kingdom, Esau.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I could say, if you go on YouTube, you can look up this gorilla. It's called, her name is Coco, and they basically taught her how to do sign language. And she was saying basically that human is stupid, and that is basically destroying the earth. All right, time is running out. All right, help. All right, but who's in control though for us to be able to say what particular human is doing what, all right, to cause the destruction, to cause the havoc, to cause, all right, the things to be out of their course, man. All right. What Esau Edom, man? All right, he's doing all these things, man. All right, the BP oil spill, man. All right, all the plastic that's in the ocean. All right, the spraying of the chemtrails, man. All right, the GMO foods, man. All right, you don't think all these things?
Graphene oxide.
Yeah, you don't think all these things will have an effect on the land, man? And also not even letting the land have a Sabbath, man.
Yeah.
All right, because the land deserves a Sabbath.
Yeah, man.
All right, to restore itself,
He
man.
thinks to change the times and the laws, man. He's going against everything that we're for. So what's the problem when we speak out about it, man? It's okay for you to have a LQT parade up and down the street, a Juneteenth parade, right? A Mardi Gras parade full of folly. That has nothing to do with knowledge of the earth. We become your enemy because we speak the truth, man. I got Job 30:1. It says, back you brothers up, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose father, speaking to Esau Edom, man, I would have disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock, man. Why? Because you're not only a pedophile, you're a beastologist. However you said, you not only lie with man, but you lie with animals, man. You'll marry a head of lettuce if you could, man. Just totally bugged out, man. So it's not the animals, it's you, man. The Most High said he wouldn't even disdain to have you around the dogs of his flock, man. Because of the nature that your mind is set in, man. You have a wicked, cruel, deceitful nature. That's how we know that was that spirit that was within you, that was within the serpent, man. That was Esau Edom, man. That cunning, subtle nature, man. The scriptures tell you he was subtle to any other beast of the field, man. Beasts likened unto nations of people, man. You're the most subtle nation on that left-hand side, man, for wickedness. But you brothers got it.
That's all you had?
Yeah, that's all I had.
All right. All right, this is Genesis chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 9. Because, everything that we're talking about right now, God, we want to go back to the time of creation. Okay? This is Genesis chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 9. And the Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And the Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And the Elohim saw that it was good. Okay, verse 11, and I'm going to read down to verse 12 to make a point. Verse 11, and the Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is...
You can start from 9, Michelle?
Yeah, that's where I started from.
You can start reading over again.
All right, God. Genesis chapter 1, verse 9. And the Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so.
Right. Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. So when this firmament was formed, right, it says the water under the heaven gathered together in one place. All right. The water becomes the gas of the heavens, man. All right. That's the gas of the heaven. And it's going to go into it because there were out of the waters came dry land. That goes into the earth, man. Let's talk about the earth. Go ahead, Doc.
All right. Verse 10. And the Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
Right, because prior to the flood, the earth was one piece of land, man. Pangea. All right? One land. When that flood came, there came the separation right there, man. Sections. Go ahead, Doc.
It says...
Hey, hold on right there. It's 2 Ezra 6:42. It says, upon the third day, thou did command that the waters should be gathered in the 7th part of the earth. 6th part has thou dried up and kept them to the intent that of these, Salakia, some being planted of the Most High until might serve thee, man. So prior to the flood, the earth was one piece of land, man. All right? When that flood happened, the Most High made waters in certain part of the earth, all right, to where you had dry land in certain areas and water in certain areas, man. All right? It's simple. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, and the Elohim saw that it was good. Verse 11, and the Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so.
Right, that's why when you look at the earth, you see different brown colors, you see different green colors, right? Showing you that what? Some areas have more vegetation, basically like more vegetation, more life, and some areas are more deserted and dry, man. You got it, huh?
All right, verse 12 again. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the fruit tree and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And the Elohim saw it was good.
That's right, man. The many powers saw that it was good, man. You got different trees throughout the earth, but they yield a seed, man. Different trees yield different fruit, man. And different fruit yield different seeds. All right? You got some more?
Yeah, because the reason
you said verse 12, man.
Yeah, because the reason I'm bringing all of this out, because when the Elohim, all right, the multitude of angels under Yahweh Shai, when they created all these things, the heavens, the earth, okay, the herbs, the trees, the animals, and the moving creatures and whatnot. Okay, at the end of it all, they all said that it was what? It was good.
That's right.
Okay, which means what? All right, and I'm about to bring out the definition of that word good. Okay, so it says Strong's H2896 Tawab, and it says good, pleasant, agreeable. Okay, good, excellent, rich, valuable in estimation. All right, glad, happy, prosperous of man's sensuous nature. Okay, good understanding of man's intellectual nature. So all in all, the reason that the Elohim said that all these things in creation were good was for the benefit of man, and to forward man, and to forward his his senses, his intellect, okay, his his overall lifestyle, to forward life. Okay, but here it is under the rulership of Esau Edom, because he has rulership over the world. Okay, now all these things that I just read up in creation, that noise fast, all these things that were created by the Elohim that were meant for good have now turned into bad. Okay, under the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay, all these things have been used and weaponized by the elites and these sciences of Esau Edom to do what? To dumb down man's senses, to dumb down man's intelligence. Okay, to dumb down and worsen man's reproductive system and respiratory system and all these things, his immune system. Okay, and that's why we hasten in the day of the Lord. Okay, for righteousness, to spring forth on the planet Earth. Okay, where we look for a new heavens and a new earth, because the current heavens and the current earth is too damn defiled. It's damn near unlivable now. You got it, Doc?
Yeah, and just to back the brother up, because it's damn near unlivable now, but this is how the Most High created it in its perfection from the beginning, man.
Yep.
All right? This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 43. I'm going to read down to 48. All right? And this is backing the brother up. And this correlates with that Genesis 1st chapter 9, and you read all the way down, going into the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th day, etc., etc. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 43. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. So not only were these things formed, the heavens, the earth, the skies, the trees, all right, the fruit, the trees yielding fruit, how were they formed? By the word, man. The word of the Lord formed these things, man. It wasn't just, this just appeared here, all right? It just created, it just came here, and now we see it today, man. No, the word of the Lord created these things, man. The heavens that we look at, when you go into the different heavens, man, you got the earth, you got the solar system, and you got the heavens with Yahweh Shem Shai dwelleth, man. The earth being the first heaven, the space being the second heaven, and the third heaven being where Yahweh Shem Shai and the holy angels dwell, man. All right? And you got the four dimensions, man. The first being underwater, the second being here on earth, the third being the solar system, and the fourth being where Yahweh Shem Shai and the holy angels dwell, man. All right? So everything is in order, man. But when you deal with an unwise king, he'll have you saying that what? The heavens, what you gonna say? You got,
Earth is a globe.
Yeah,
all right. Earth
things
is a
like
globe.
that.
We in a dome. All right. Well, firmament. All right. You see a lot of things, man. The earth is flat, blase, man. All right.
Hey, I got some more. Bang. 2nd Ezra 6 and 43 is backing up Genesis, the 1st chapter. It says, for as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable flowers of unchangeable colors and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the third day. Upon the fourth day, thou commandest that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and givest them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. So ultimately, the moon, the stars, and the heavens, and sun, they do a service unto man, unto us, man. We're not servicing them. We don't worship them. They service us, man. They work for us. The sun is up there clocking in and clocking out, literally for the children of Israel, man. The moon is clocking in and clocking out. The Elohim spiritually clocking in. Okay, do this job for the Most High. Send me to follow his brother Amaya to work, or follow his brother Amwar's home. Oh, all right, take my duty, take my stance. Next angel come and do another duty for the Lord. Right? But everything is in order. All right. It says, and here's what it says right here. Upon the fourth day, thou commandest that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gavest them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. Upon the fifth day, thou said unto the seventh part, whereas the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes, and so it came to pass. And here's the point: for the dumb water, and without life, brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, and that all thy people might praise thy wondrous works, man. And ultimately, that's what this is for, man. That's what the heavens and the earth was created for us to be in order, for us to be in league with the Heavenly Father and the Son, all right? And to declare his wondrous works, man, which we're doing. Something that the Lord does that may be considered evil to the rest of the world, that's still a wondrous work. Something that's righteous that the Lord does, that's also a wondrous work, man. Like Job said, should we not receive good and evil, man? But in both, even though we receive torment and we're tortured on the right-hand side for being in this truth, do we faint not? No, we keep going. This is what powers us, man. We get off a job, a 9 to 5, and feel drained, man. Totally, like ready to give up the ghost, man. We start doing the works, precepts start going out, and we get life, man. This is where it's at. Y'all brothers got it.
Yeah, because hell, even even when you step out your house to not go to work, like if you just going to the store or just going to pump gas, like as soon as you step out the house, you're already feeling drained. Because of all this wickedness that's in the air. It's like, being that we're spiritual and Lord willing, we're of the elect, and especially Lord willing, if we of the Elohim, okay, like we have a special connection to the earth and a special connection to the environment. And so, like, anytime when we know that there's a mass amount of wickedness going on in the world around us, like it affects us. It affects our mood, it affects our immune system and things like that. It just drains us and exhausts us, like the brother was bringing out. But I actually got two precepts.
You got a quick one?
Yeah.
I got a quick one, real quick.
Okay.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. It's a simple system, man. When the elect are in authority, everything is going to go to its totality, but in righteousness sense, though. This place is at a totality of wickedness. We're seeing wickedness overflow this place, man. Like you walking with a bucket and you just keep spilling over. That's America, man. But it's filled with wickedness. We're going to be filled with righteousness. And when you have something when you fill that bucket up with righteousness, nothing is spilling out. Therefore, you can seal it, cover it up, man. So it can be in order. That's what the Lord is going to do for us. But the latter end, it says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Esau, Edom, man. We're mourning right now, man. This book is filled with lamentations, mournings, and woes. You got it, Amaya.
That's good.
Yeah, bring yours out now. I got a precept for brother.
All right, Con. All right, I got two precepts. The first one is Sirach chapter 29, verses 21 and 22. All right, Sirach chapter 29, verse 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and an house to cover shame. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just leave it at that one verse. All right, so Sirach 29, verse 21. The chief thing for life is water.
Meaning the principal things.
Yeah.
Things that you just need to survive, man.
Yep.
And notice when a brother's reading that precept, there's another precept that says that the commandments are not grievous, that the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and keep the commandments. Precept upon precept, line upon line, man. It lines up with a simple way of living, man. Not breaking your back, not going overboard in wickedness, man, just to get crumbs in the society. Who wants that, man? You got it, brother.
Right. Sirach 29 and 21, the chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and an house to cover shame. And so basically these things that are just listed in this verse are all, the main things that a man needs, to sustain his life. But here it is, Esau Edom, because of this wicked, kingdom. All right, and especially as of now, due to, inflation going up, stuff like that, it's becoming harder and harder to have access to all of these things, water and bread, because of the upcoming inflation and food shortages and things like that. Okay, clothing, there's getting ready to be a shortage of clothes, due to a lack of farming. Okay, there's going to be cotton shortages, to where you won't be able to have clothes and shoes and things like that to sustain you, when the next winter comes. Okay, and then a house to cover shame.
Ooh, wait, what chapter you in, brother?
Sirach 29 and 21.
Ooh, you got another one after that up?
Yeah.
All right, Con. Well, I'm gonna bring it out. Just back him up, and I still got to Isaiah. Bang you right up, huh? Go ahead.
All right, Con. Yeah. Then where it says in a house to cover shame, people's mortgages are going up, as well as the interest rates on people's mortgages are going up. The rent is going up. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I even came across an article the other day where now people's moratoriums and different stimulus, for them to continue paying their rent. All those things are starting to wear off. So pretty soon, coming this summer, you're going to see, a mass influx of people basically going homeless, having to be evicted. You got
to tell you that he laden himself with thick clay. Where do you think all of this debt is just going to disappear in thin air? You got a big tab, America. All these market schemes, all these pyramid schemes, all these inflation schemes, all these stimulus packages, when that rolls over, it's going to fall back on you, Esau. It's not going to be any more to pull out of this thing, man. Like when you got a towel, you keep wringing it out, you see just 2 more drops out of there. Then 1.5 drops, then nothing. The whole thing is dried out, man. And guess what? These elites are going to cancel out, and they gone, man. They canceling out on this place, man. This place, they wiping their hands, and they going in those clefts of the rocks, man. They going in those underground bunkers, because in their mind, they're going to be up for that NWO, man. But guess who's going to disappoint him? That's why King David said, arise, disappoint him, O Lord. You got it, brother.
Wow. All right, now this is the second precept that I had. This is Sirach, chapter 39, verse 26. The principal things for the whole...
Oh, that's what I had.
That's what you had?
Yeah, hey, I just read that to you. Hey, you can start at 25.
25, all right.
Hey, because we was talking about the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring it out.
Sirach, chapter 39, verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning.
Right, and that's what the Lord bestowed onto Adam, man. The good, for the good, which you are, the good things are created for you. All right, eat ye not of this other tree, man. These other philosophies, they weren't created for you to obtain unto, man. Right? So from the beginning, the Most High created the good things for Israel, point blank period. And no one could come out here and tell us that it was created for any of these other nations, man. Because we have something to say about that. Each and every one of you, we have a case against, man. Starting with Esau Edom, man. Go ahead,
God, it says, so evil things for sinners.
So evil things for sinners. And that's why when the serpent came in, he made Adam transgress. And that evil fell upon him from the Lord, man. He was no longer covered. The penalties, he was subject to those penalties, man. Which we're still facing today, man. But the second Adam, all right, who came on the earth for our sins, for the nation of Israel, he's coming back, and he already cashed in and paid for us, man. He bought us. He's just coming to redeem us, man. In a wonderful style. That's all this hell is going to lead up to, man. We're going to be redeemed and saved out of here in a glorious way, man. You think all this hell, all this turmoil that we faced in this society is just for nothing, man? We're going to leave out of here in style, man. You got it, Amani.
My God. Verse 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk. All right, milk and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. Verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. So in other words, everything that is just listed here in this 26th verse, okay, water, honey, all right, iron, salt, and all these things are now, due to this wicked rulership, now all these things are turned against us and used to weaponize upon us. Now they instead of these things making us healthy, strong, okay, now they make us sick.
Yep.
Okay, you can't hardly damn near eat milk and eat meat anymore.
Yep.
All right,
and then when we walk into the store, we have to say, oh well, I'm looking for the ones that's labeled non-GMO.
Yeah.
Or the ones that's labeled organic.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to choose between defiled bread or something that's so-called, clean onto us. Nah, man. Everything is gonna be in order. Everything is gonna be useful in what it was created for. Grapes, like the brother said, honey, oil is gonna be useful in what the Lord created for. So if oil is used to anoint, all right, things like that, grape is used to eat, make wine, it's gonna fulfill its capacity in that lot to the most extent that it can, man, under the Lord. Not under this society where you got grapes this small, like the elders going into, man. The grapes gonna grow size of basketballs, man. Watermelon's gonna be size damn near that head over there, man. But it's gonna be in its fullness, man. You got it, brother.
God, Salaki. But I just wanted to make a quick point real quick because you notice, even in that 26th verse, it even mentioned iron. You know, so iron is supposed to be, a huge part of man's life, right? Because here it is in this current day. What does Esau Edom use iron for? To make weapons. Okay, he uses iron, to create beams, to build buildings and stuff like that. You're not supposed to use iron to do none of those things like that, man. And that's why, as the scriptures tell you in Isaiah 2, the 2nd chapter, these heathens are not going to learn the ways of war anymore. I mean, they're not going to learn how to make weapons of mass destruction and swords anymore. And, they're not going to be building things, using iron beams and, iron tools and stuff like that. No, because really and truly, you're supposed to use the natural things of the earth, to build buildings and houses and stuff like that. Wood, stone, okay, and so on and so forth.
Hey, that's the one I had earlier. Just let me bring this out real quick. This right on time. I had this precept earlier, and I was bringing it out because we don't have these other heathen nations under our subjection, man. But there's a specific verse in this chapter I'm about to bring out that tells you what their weapons are going to translate into. This is Micah 4:3. It says that he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. That's a tool of working, man. A tool of labor. So you're gonna go from rulership, lording over us with that sword, unto working, employment. The scriptures tells you continual employment, man. It says, and their spears into pruning hooks, nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, man. And that's ultimately the state that we're going into, a transition of power, man. A transition from being ruled under a madman who just one day wakes up and says, well, you know what? I'm going to go start a war here. I'm going to fund that war. I'm going to fund this side of the war. I'm going to fund that side of the war. I'm going to make them clash. I'm going to take them over and I'm going to indoctrinate them. And I'm going to do it all and laugh and hee because I can do that because the earth is giving it to my hands for this moment of time, man. A total violent madman, a bloodsucker, man, a blood drinker. You got it, brother, and I got your precept as well.
Oh, you know what? I got it right now. This is Psalms 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand, they walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. Ooh, all right? And the foundations of the earth is out of course, man. All right? Because you have whales beaching themselves. All right? You have animals going into strange places. All right, that's what as the scriptures say. All right, you have all these things happening on earth, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, volcanoes erupting. All right, because you're sucking the oil out of the earth, man. All right, you're taking all the resources from the earth. All right, you're what do you call that? Hoarding, man. You're hoarding the earth of its natural things.
Habakkuk 2, heap it onto himself all. He heap it onto himself all nations. That's not just saying that he's heaping onto himself the power of these nations. He's heaping onto himself their substance, man. He's controlling them. These elites, they control the entire earth right now. If they didn't control the entire earth, the scriptures wouldn't say that earth was given into their hands, man. And this earth is polluted, man. It's dirty, it's defiled. We went into it in Genesis, the 1st chapter, 2nd Exodus, the 6th, about how glorious and marvelous the state of the earth was. Henceforth, why the Lord called it Eden, man. That was the entire earth at that point in time, man. Joyful, pleasure.
Paradise.
Yeah, man, paradise, man. He turned the earth from a paradise into a cesspool. That's why you gotta be brought down, Esau. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall, man. Who was up? It was on you, huh? If not, I got one after you.
You was in song.
Yeah. I
You
got
was in song 52.
Yeah, I was, because I was looking for another.
You got it? You got it?
You can go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to bring that up.
This is Psalms 146 and 9. The Lord preserveth the strangers. Who's that talking about? Who's the strangers talking about? Israelite foreigners, man. The Lord for sure ain't preserving no heathen. So that's of our nation, man. It says, the Lord preserveth the strangers. He relieveth the fatherless and the widow. But the way of the wicked, he turned it upside down. And surely your things, you're esteemed as a potter's clay, man. Your ways, all right, Esau, they're looked at by the Most High, man. The Most High has revealed unto us your ways, Esau. So, like, somebody come up and we say, man, I know that person by the back of my hand. That's how we know you, Esau, Edom. We know our enemy, man. But we don't know you through actually, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to look into the book of social studies. I'm going to look into science. Nah, man, we know you through the words of the Heavenly Father, man. And that covers all of your madness, man. Science is nothing to us, man. Your science, that's small potatoes, man, to what this book entails. Go ahead, Art. It was me. All right. That was it on mine. I ain't had no more. Y'all put together.
Yeah, because Esau science is all, pseudo-science. Okay, pseudo means lies or falsehood. And King David, tells us in the book of Psalms, their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Okay, and even our forefather Job even said they're the forgers of lies. Okay, because true science, which the word science just simply means knowledge. True science, true knowledge is really, learning the ways of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai, and his laws. Okay, because his laws contain things that teach you how to, take care of the earth, that tell you not to go around cutting down all the trees, okay, and ruining the ecosystem, okay, practicing the land Sabbath, okay, not mixing and mingling seeds. All right, Esau, Edom breaks every last one of those laws, which is why, the earth is so defiled as it is now. Okay, y'all had something before?
Go ahead,
all right, I'm in Genesis, the 4th chapter, and I was going to start from verse 9, okay, going into the curse that the Lord put upon Cain. Okay, Genesis chapter 4, verse 9, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother?
When you go into that word Abel, it goes into translatory. Because Abel was here for a second, and then the Lord translated Abel up, basically going into the spirit world, man. Abel was also a righteous sacrifice as well, man. Go ahead, and Cain goes into basically, brother, correct me if I'm wrong, you can get that word like a sharp instrument, man. Cutting instrument, weapon, man. All right, so from the beginning, you were that weapon, Esau.
Hey, he ready for Mother's Day tomorrow.
He ready. So you got the Mother's Day song? Yeah, man. So that word Cain basically goes to whipping a sharp instrument, cutting instrument. So the Lord reveals you, man. We always go into this because the Lord ultimately goes back and reveals you every single time, man. So we can't say that, oh man, the Lord didn't reveal who the wicked was in the earth, man. You got it, huh?
All right. Verse 10, Genesis 4, verse 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. Okay, and how much more to this very day? Okay, because Abel, even Yahweh Shai referred to Abel as the righteous. Okay, that's in Matthew the 13th chapter. And so here it is. We as the Israelites, okay, that come, all right, basically after the same lot as Abel, which is what? To offer up the righteous sacrifice, okay, to the Lord. Okay, our blood, was crying out to the Father, because of this devil Esau Edom, who was the modern day reincarnation of Cain to this very day.
Yep.
Okay, crying out to the Lord, asking God, right, crying out to the Lord to avenge us of our blood that's been shed throughout the four corners of the earth, all right, from this devil. Okay, so this is verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Right. You were made a curse in the earth, Esau. But notice today, he's reversed the roles. That's why it says, surely you'll turn the thing upside down as esteem as the potter's clay. He got us being portrayed as the curse, the proverb, the byword in the earth, man. Oh, look at these guys. Look at these niggers, man. Look at those monkeys, man. What is a monkey like, man? Something shiny. You put something shiny around their neck, and they start dancing around, man. That's the philosophy that they have down for you jakes, man. Yeah. That's what they go behind. Like the brother went into that judge, that ravenous wolf judge, man. That's what they go behind the scenes and do, man, and say, oh, look at these monkeys. Oh, you think that's, they calling him Obama? I thought he was 83100. Nah, man. We revealed you through the Bible, man. All right? I got a precept. I'm backing you up after you read the next verse.
All right, God. Verse 12, Genesis 4, verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Okay, which is why today, you see all these GMOs, okay, Monsanto, synthetic beef, okay, because Esau Edom does such a horrible job at managing the earth. Okay, all the the food, the bread, the meat, milk, all these things are all defiled. Okay, because all these things are the Lord told Cain, which translates today, to Esau Edom, that the earth would not yield his strength unto Esau, and because of that, the earth is not not yielding its strength unto the overall mass of the people to this very day. Okay, so it says, a fugitive and a vagabond thou shalt be in the earth.
Right,
okay,
you ain't controlling this place in righteousness, man. All right, when the earth is in your hands, this place it looks like a withered away forest, man. Like a forest that nothing is growing. Everything, you got spider webs coming out of everywhere, rats and roaches. All right, but guess what? This place is gonna return to that state when it gets nuked, man. The scriptures tell you it's gonna be a place for basically unclean birds. Neither the raven shall pitch tent here, man. It's gonna be a total wasteland. All right, just to back the brother up, because all right, Esau, it tells you in verse 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. And the scriptures corroborates that on many different accounts, that you are a fugitive and a vagabond, man, and a base man. That goes along the same thing. This is Job chapter 30, all right, verse 3. It says, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. And that was you in the so-called Dark Ages, man. In the so-called Dark Ages, man, which was a holy age, all right, which was a golden age for Israel, man. All right? You were in those caves as of the so-called Neanderthals, man. All right? Those so-called Geico cavemen, picking bugs, all type of things, man. totally having no knowledge, man. All right? That's the state that you truly are, a base man. But it says to dwell in the cliffs of the valley, in caves of the earth, and in rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, unto the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, man. So ultimately, you don't have no business being in control of the earth, man. That's why it's buck wild right now, man. That's why everything is in total of flames, ablaze, man. And you steady trying to throw rocks and hide your hand and trying to point at the culprits and say, oh, the culprits are you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. You're the real culprit. You're the real white-collar criminal, man. You're the real felon, the real ex-con, man. The real nigga. We're not, man. And the Most High is revealing it on these streets of Americas across the four corners. You got London, you got Rome, you got Italy, all right? You got the Virgin Islands. You can't say this word isn't out there, man. The Urim and the Thummim, the World Wide Web, the rivers of living water, that's the Lord's avenue that he uses, man. You people can't see it because you're on YouTube looking at folly. You're on YouTube looking at twerk videos. You're looking at see how many NBA YoungBoy videos views you can look at. You're not subscribing to the meek of the earth, man, that don't have that many views. But the truth is still going out, man. You got it, brother. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
All right, can you bring out that
Isaiah 45? That last precept?
All
All right, this is Job 30 and 7. It says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth.
All right, then when we go into that word vile, all right, it means foul, nasty, all right, degradable, all right, low.
You know how low that is? Ooh.
Yeah.
You know how low that is, man?
Yeah.
Now what?
You read that from the blue letter?
Read it from Google.
We're looking at a society where we're labeled as all those things. Bring it out,
It says foul.
The scripture says Esau is these things, man. Go ahead.
Foul.
Foul.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Unpleasant.
Unpleasant.
Bad.
Bad.
All right. Let's see. Degradable.
Degradable.
Horrible. Dreadful.
Right. Is not that the thought process of a so-called police when they look at you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes? Is that not the thought process of an employer of when they come in and you get trying to get hired, talking to you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes? Your boss on a job, all right? The lady up the street.
Ooh,
Go ahead, bring it out.
It says devilish, man. All right, which means evil, man. All right, the intent of you is to do evil, man. All right, to spread, pollution, man. All right, in every aspect, spiritually and physically, man. All right, pollute the earth and spiritually pollute the earth, man, with your evil, man. All right, corrupting the minds of the masses, man. All right, but predominantly our people, man, because what we come from a separate vine with you, man. All right, we come from a holy bloodline, man. All right.
Hey, I got you a precept because this is what happens when Esau is in rulership, man. Hosea 4:1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord, all caps Yahweh, who you ignorantly call God, which his true Hebrew name in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew is Yahweh. All right? He exists. It says, hear ye the word of the Lord, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Right? Because Esau, Edom is in rulership, man. Notice when we're back in power in the kingdom, the Lord isn't going to have a controversy with us. It says we're going to be at rest. We're going to be at peace, man. It says, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Go ahead.
That's right, man. There's no truth or no knowledge, all right, of the Heavenly Father in the land, man.
Or mercy.
Or mercy.
He put his foot on our necks, and he don't let go until we give up the ghost, Hakim.
Yeah, man.
Whether it be physically or whether it be corporately through his system. His system put a foot on our necks, man.
Just like yesterday, we were speaking on the Planned Parenthood, man. All right, with how they set up these different organizations, all right, and you have a lot of situations where people call in and they say, hey, can we make a donation specifically for the nation of Israel, all right, for the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man? can I make $1,000 or $5,000 donation to particularly focus on getting abortions and making sure that they get those abortions, man. All right, that's the hatred and the wickedness that this devil has set up. All right, to kill off our people.
Get that quote out.
All right.
Get that quote. You know
All right, yeah.
And then tell them what year that quote was from. All right, because the mindset needs to be brought out to the light of these so-called leaders in the society, man. How they thinking. You got the Rabbi Finkelstein guy who went into it and he basically said, okay, well, we bracketize, we put you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes in certain brackets. And it's not a lot of brackets, all right? You got the ones that are willing to sing and dance, eat barbecue chicken, and do whatever Esau says. And you got the other ones that have some integrity about themselves, man. That he was talking about us, all right? He was talking about the ones that go out on the highways and byways and actually stand for truth, man. But he didn't know he was saying that. This is the guy that basically was going into all the fictitious, demonic things going on with the corporation McDonald's, man. And how it pollutes the world, man. Serving off kids sacrifices, baby meat, all type of idols, man, in that food. And giving it to children, man. That's why kids start up on that McDonald's. Oh, I want some McDonald's, I want some of this, I want chicken nuggets, French fries. They trained in their mind to eat that, man. It's demonic. It's a spell.
It gets addicted to them.
Absolutely.
And Jake, you know, especially in particular, the women of our nation, the women of our nation, you know, they have no problem feeding their children all that garbage. And
They
you know,
argue you down.
nah. And you know, a lot of us, you know, we're speaking from experience because we were in those positions as well. You know, when we were children, we came up, you know, eating a lot of McDonald's and Burger King and all these things. All right, and all these things are mainly made, okay, because when you look at McDonald's, you know, most of the time, you know, McDonald's is located in what? Jake's neighborhoods. You know, they specifically put these places.
The projects.
Right. They specifically put these things in Jake's neighborhood because they know Jake is going to eat these things. They're going to feed them to their children. They're going to be addicted.
Morning, noon, afternoon, night, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And churches too, man.
Yep.
Right. That has a lot to play with it because that spirit of forgiveness and all that other bullshit that they push on Jake. All right. That Stockholm syndrome, man. Pretty much.
Hey, and that's the house of feasting. That lines up with folly, being into the world. All that, oh, I gotta have McDonald's all the time. I gotta go eat out all the time. Learn how to rest and fast sometime, man. Yeah. That's what our people don't know how to do. Learn how to get your body and your mind under control, man. Ooh. Hey, and the elder told us to me, man, we're king, right? Mm-hmm. We gotta learn how to sit on the throne sometime, man. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes take a break, relax, man. We don't have to chase this system, man. This system is failing, man. We chase the truth. We don't go low for this system. If anything, we go up to the Most High in His Word, man. What you got it in Miami? You gonna say something?
Yeah, because I was gonna make a point to back up to go to that point you just made about how, you know, sometimes we have to, you know, learn how to fast and not always feed our flesh. Now, I don't know how much you brothers like keep up with basketball and the playoffs and stuff like that, but recently, you know how like Kyrie Irving, he's a so-called Muslim, and as of recently, you know, during some of his games, he had to say play during, you know, his fast, you know, for Ramadan and stuff like that.
Folly,
right, Khan. Well, they had this one game recently in the playoffs before they got swept, where like at some point in the game, well, at the start of the game, you know, he was playing, but without food in the system, you know, because he had to fast and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then later on, in the middle of the game, he started eating. You know, he ate a little banana or whatever. And so Charles Barkley, you know, with his ignorant ass, you know, Charles Barkley had made a comment, you know, speaking on Kyrie Irving and his fasting and stuff like that. He was like, you know, Charles Barkley had said, I can never be part of a religion that says I can't eat.
That's the mindset of a beast, man.
Yep.
Similar mindset to Barabbas Badass, man. All right? Similar same mindset. Oh, that's a beast thinks like that, man. Yep. A beast has no filter. A beast will consume anything. A beast will have a mindset where if my belly feels empty, it don't matter. Just give me something. That's Esau. That's what he did, man. He sold his birthright for a morsel of meat, man. That's the society we're living in, man. And these entertainers, man, getting wiped out, man.
Oh.
Literally, man.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was Kyrie Irving, I would repent and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and get out of that folliness. All right? Stop perceiving the world. Using your platform to deceive, man, and cause confusion. Same goes for Charles Barkley, man. Hey, you got it. Right?
And Kyrie Irving knows he's an Israelite too, because I remember, I want to say going back to like late last year, whenever the NBA was first, pushing the jab, making the players and coaches get the jab and whatnot. I remember, like when that started to, when the league started to crack down on him, he had posted a tweet on his Twitter where he had basically quoted a scripture out of the Bible. I forgot what scripture he had quoted, but he had basically, posted a tweet quoting the scripture. Now here it is. Now, as the months went by, the league had, kind of eased up on their, that jab mandates and whatnot, to where he was allowed to, start playing home games again, in the state of New York. And so now here it is, after the league eased up on their jab mandates, and he was able to, play in home games again up there in New York again. Now he's a so-called Muslim. So here it is, the God of Israel, the God of your forefathers, saved your ass from having to take that jab in order to continue playing in the league, and to where now, once the league eased up, okay, now your ass go contribute. Now your ass is going to pay homage to a Muslim, to a Ishmaelite God, a whole nother God. Hey, so the Lord's going to have a special judgment waiting for that nigga Kyrie Irving, man. Right?
All right, backing up, talking about that woman with Planned Parenthood. All right, this is her quote. It said, the most Shalakia.
Tell me who it is.
Her name is Margaret
Sanger.
Mm-hmm. All right, and it says the most successful educational approach to the Negro is through a religious appeal. We do not want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out the idea if it ever occurs at any of these more rebellious members, man. All right. So basically, man, meaning that just like in that video, in that movie, should I say, when they were sitting at the table and they was basically saying that we'll take the smart ones out and have them work for us. All right, that's their approach, man. All right, and he'll grow to hate what his own people, man. All right, yeah. For what? That bag. All right, for riches, for material riches, man. All right, our people have sold out for money, man. All right, no honor, no integrity, man. All right, what you got?
I think the name of that movie that you just referred to, I think it's called Trick Baby or something. Yeah.
I got two real quick. It's Jeremiah, just backing up both of you brothers' topics. Jeremiah 3:15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding, man. And you got to take that into mind, because what are these guys, these so-called entertainers, these social media influencers, these pastors, these top-level politicians, are they feeding you knowledge and understanding? Or are they feeding you pollution, corruption, to cater to their agenda, man? The Lord said his word is undefiled, man. All right? Buy the truth and sell it not. You can do nothing against the truth before it, man. It says, tell me if you're taking pictures too long. It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Now that's likened unto the men of the Lord. But guess what? This precept is the flip side of it. This is the Kyrie Irving, what's his name? Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, man. All right? The Shaquille O'Neals. It says, Isaiah 9:16, for the leaders of this people. Who's this people? Israel, man. Who are the leaders of our people? The so-called Jay-Z's. The so-called Obamas, man. Obama was not for our people, man.
The Kevin Samuels.
Right, man. He was one of the most demonic presidents to lead this country, man. Go into his tenure and see what he did, man. See all the work he did throughout the entire earth while he was in presidency, man. The defilement. Obamacare, it should have been labeled Obama never cared. Won't ever care. Won't ever care, man. for the things he put in there. All right, but it says, Isaiah 9:16, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, man. Meaning the people that follow after these leaders that are set up to deceive and defile the earth, you're destroyed behind it. And what does that mean? That they have blood on their hands, man. All right? Yeah, you can get that. Let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 23:1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, said the Lord, man. And these pastors are these modern day pastors as well as you modern day social media gurus, man. Kevin Samuels. What was the other guy? Crap the News.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, man. He's already forgotten. What was that legacy about, man? Yeah. Anyways, it says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, said the Lord, man. Because ultimately the Lord's pastor is of Israel, most pertaining to the elect, man, out of Israel. And the scriptures tell you that if it were possible, he would deceive the elect. So it's impossible to deceive us. But you 2/3, you're blind out here, man. You're walking after the ways of this devil. Go ahead, huh? That was it on that. Y'all brothers got it.
This is 1 Maccabees 1:11. In those days without wicked, in those days when they're out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen, all right, that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow.
Hey, we're running a campaign for Judge so-and-so, President so-and-so. Hey, we're team him. We all got these shirts. We go around knocking these doors. Hey, you should vote for him. Do this for him. Change this law to that. Change this policy to that. We're going to put this in motion so the city runs like this. We keep this in power. What about all those Confederate statues that's been having to get pulled down? How do you think they got put up in the first place, man? Through crafty counsel. How do you think that statue was a symbol? It had to have an architect behind it, like, right? Draw this way. Position it this far in front of the courthouse building where you so-called Israelites are supposed to be getting judged at. That's a mockery onto you, man. But the scriptures tell you, and hold up, bring that out one more time, and I got to back you right up.
This is 1 Maccabees 1:11, and it says, in those days without of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Let us join hand in hand with them. Let us be in league with them, right? And every time we join hand in hand or get in league with another nation, another philosophy besides Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we end up in slavery, man. All right? This is Proverbs 11:21. It's what the Lord says. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So yeah, you want to go down to Egypt for help? You want to join hand in hand? The wicked still going to get punished, so go ahead along right with them and get that judgment as well, man. It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. That was it.
It says, for since we departed from them, we have much trouble. So this device pleased them well, man. They were okay with it, man. They was down with the system, man. They was down with the beast, all right? And the same thing as before is the same as now, man, all right? History repeats itself, all right? All those spirits that were here, back in the past are here now, man. To be what? To be judged, all right? For the final judgment. The final judgment, man. The final purging, all right? That lake of fire, man. Right?
The demonic has failed. Yeah. All right. But this is Isaiah chapter 56. I'm going to start at verse 9. All ye beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all ye beasts in the forest. Verse 10. His watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
All dogs, all ignorant, man. No knowledge in them. All right? Esau and his wise men, these leaders of this world, they trying to get up on that. That's why you got Jake trying to get into Freemasonry, trying to be a low-level witch. All right? Because he's trying to pattern himself after the real elites, the real blood drinkers, man. But every time you go down that hole, Jake, you get destroyed, man. All right? You have no ignorance, man. You have ignorance, I mean. And hey, read that one more time, Baba Bashar.
All right, Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10. His watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
Right, when Nebuchadnezzar had that dream, all right, all his wise men, all his different sorcerers came around, and they said, oh, what is this, my Lord? We can't interpret the dream. What did Nebuchadnezzar say? If you don't interpret that dream, that's your head. All right? That's you better go out and get that interpretation and come back. Came back, still no interpretation. Well, you know what? I'm about to put you to death. Then came on Daniel, man, symbolizing the prophets today, man, having that interpretation of these things, man, showing him what the Lord has to come. And ultimately, Nebuchadnezzar, who the Lord called his servant, he praised and said, man, praise the God that be of Daniel, man. All right? Praise Abraham power. And that's what we're ultimately doing right now, man. We're making these people say, and ultimately when this judgment and this prophecy come to pass, they're going to say, praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, the God of Israel, man. All right? The one and only, the numero uno, man. So all those philosophies and doctrines and dogmas, they're not going to stand at the end of the day, man. You got that. It's too long now.
No.
What the hell going on?
Look. All right, but this Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yeah, you know, these wicked false leaders of our people, okay, they're all blind. Meaning what? Okay, they can't see the future, they're not visionaries, okay, they can't see all the things that's going on in the world, okay, to be able to warn our people. You know, they're dumb dogs. They don't bark because here it is. You know, if somebody breaks into your house in the middle of the night and you have a dog, and as that person is breaking into your house and your dog doesn't bark, okay, then basically that dog is
that dog is getting out,
right,
and they getting out.
Right.
They all gone.
Yep. Right, and that perfectly describes, you know, the leaders of our people, both in and out of Israel. Because here it is, and especially among Israel, because here it is, you know, we obviously see Esau Edom, you know, using his pseudoscience and technology to be pushed as, you know, the next way of, you know, buying and selling, okay, and having access to resources, okay, i.e. the charagma. But here it is, you don't see none of the leaders of our people speaking about these things, especially in Israel. They're not telling our people that, this CHIP.
Yeah, man. They causing our people to err.
Yeah.
Then instead of warning them about the things to come, they saying that the things to come are not going to come. They're saying don't worry about it. They slowing down trying to come up another way, man. Preach another gospel, man. You got yours,
this is Matthew 15 and 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch, man. All right, and that's basically, what's gonna happen, man. All right, and that ditch being the destruction, man. All right, the judgment of the Lord, man. And we can see it being played out in the earth today, man. With what's going on, man. These, not to keep on mentioning, Kevin Samuels and these other guys that come up, all right, some other type of way, man, all right, besides this way, which is the truth, all right?
Yeah, man, scripture tell you, for whore is a deep ditch, and that goes into philosophies too, man.
Yeah.
If you blind, you getting led by the blind, you gonna fall deep into whatever that philosophy is, man. If you was into, like the brothers going into it, they had a certain guy who was in GMS at one time, now he's a so-called punk rocker. Guy in his hair green, just going totally off, man. Worse and worse and worse. First it was, I ain't in the truth. Then you became disenchanted. Then you start scoffing and scoffing even more. Then you went to just expose who you truly were, man. The whole time that demon came out, man. That green hair, finger painting, tattoo getting demon came out of you, man.
Yeah. And then even making a video mocking, making sport of him getting those tattoos. I know the brother you're talking about, but I ain't gonna say his name.
Ain't no brother no more.
Yeah. I know the guy you're talking about, but I ain't gonna say his name on camera.
We ain't gotta get into that.
Yeah.
You got some more?
That's it on that.
I had some more on that Isaiah 56. All right, so Isaiah 56, verse 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. Okay, yeah, the leaders of our people are greedy. Greedy for gain, greedy for filthy lucre. Okay, all at the expense of destroying our people. Okay, it says, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. Okay, false shepherds. False shepherds misleading the sheep. All right, it says they all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Everyone from his game for his quarter, man. They look to their own ways, but notice our people always fall into the so-called government schemes.
Yep.
Let's go into these underline and pull the layers back on these different organizations, these different leaders, these different pastors. What are they backed by? 501c3s.
Yep.
Government assistance.
Yep.
Constraints and constituents that you basically can say this, but you can't say that. You got it, brother.
This is Jeremiah 5:31. The prophets prophesied falsely, and the priests bear false
You're going to be destroyed for that, man. You're going to be destroyed for knowingly leading people down to the slaughter, man. And guess what? The Most High is going to destroy you through judgment. Some of you ain't gonna walk off so easy, man. These same people that are in your assemblies, in your churches, they're gonna turn on you and realize you've been lying to them the whole time, man. Realize you've been carrying a falsehood the whole time, man. And they're gonna, Most High gonna use them to judge you, man. You got it, huh?
It says,
yeah, a lot of these people that's in these churches, when they realize that their pastor's been lying to them the whole time, hey, it's gonna get to a point to where they just gonna be running up to the podium and putting these pastors to death. Hey, because I remember they had a video that came out of like a few months ago or whatever. It was this Edomite, who was at a Edomite Catholic church or whatever. Basically, he ran up to the podium and he was standing there ready to shoot the pastor, like right at point blank range.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's going to increase, more and more.
And we're gonna actually see it. We're gonna see it on tape. We're gonna see it on video. Because we're seeing people get killed on camera right now, man. Videos of judgment going out, man. Guy kills his so-called lover and burns the car, man. On video.
this is Jeremiah 5:31. The prophets prophesied falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And the people and my people love
They're ruled by their means, man.
Yeah, by their own lust.
That's
man.
right.
All right.
Nah, you got it.
All right. It says, and my people love to have it so, man. All right. Because what they say, come as you. A lot of churches say, come as you are. All right. So and so forth and so on, man. All right. The law's done away with. All that bullshit, man.
This modern day American church is a joke. Things they let inside of the church, the message they give, man. Didn't one of you brothers post an article that they had like I think it was you, Amanya. I see him. Why is this guy?
Yeah.
I see one of you brothers had posted an article. It might have been you, Amanya. You was like they basically had LTG assembly within a church, like they was doing some type of thing within a church, and it was like demons out here, man. It was like they was basically heading the church with LTG stuff, man. What you got it out?
It says, and what will ye do in the end thereof? All right. So it says, basically the Lord's going to judge, man, people, as the brother was just not saying, man. Basically the Lord's going to judge these people, man. All right, for following their own lust, man, following their own heart, man, which is deceitfully wicked, man. All right, those false prophets, all right, and the wicked people that love the wicked things that they do, man. All right, you got it, huh?
You still have some money? I got one.
That was pretty much it in Isaiah 56, but I got one precept though.
We're gonna
come to mind.
You get yours, and the brother get his, and we're gonna back it up. It's Isaiah 30, all right, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, will say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits, man. And because we don't prophesy deceits, we don't prophesy the smooth things, we give you this in its totality. We tell you the Lord is coming to destroy America. We tell you repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We tell you all hell is going to break loose on these American shores. Martial law, you name it, man. FEMA camps, the works. We tell you this Revelation 13 and 16 is going to be administered throughout the entire globe. We tell you that the name of the Lord is not God, it's Yahweh. We tell you the name of his son is not Jesus Christ, it's Yahweh Shah, man. That's our mission statement. But you people want to hear deceits. You want to hear the name of the Lord is Yeshua or Jehovah or Jesus Christ, man. You want to hear that what? Christmas, the Lord died on that date, man. You want to hear that Easter, he rose, man. You want to hear the follies of the world, that smooth thing, that means you can what? Keep continuing in your ignorance, man. And not have to worry, like the brother said, ignorance is bliss. But it says, prophesy deceits, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. And that's ultimately what you want, two-thirds. You don't want the Most High to come back and judge this place. You don't want Esau to stop reigning over you, man. You don't want this place to get cleaned up. You want to raise your children's here in America just to say, oh, you was a hard worker, you was a hustler, you broke your back for Esau, and now you got a little something in your bank account, man. You don't want to store up your riches in the kingdom like the brother was going into out there in, with the brothers in North Carolina, Virginia out there, man. You don't want to store up these riches in the kingdom of heaven, man. You want to build here in America, which is about to be consumed with thermonuclear heat. But it says, wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness. Right, uncleanness, man. You trust in oppression. You want to be lower than Esau. You want to be lower than these other nations, man. You want to be a good slave, the best slave. That's what Jake say. I'm that nigga. I'm that guy. You really saying I'm that slave. I'm that top slave. I'm that top worker for Esau. I'm that top coon. It says, therefore shall this iniquity be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant, man. And your trust in this Edomite-led society is going to come as a breach, and it's going to be snapped down in an instant, man. When all hell breaks loose, you're going to be caught in that confusing state of mind, thinking, man, damn, why did I go so hard for this society? Why did I go so hard for this career? Why did I put my efforts into the world and not into the scriptures, man? You're going to think back and have that Wisdom of Solomon look on your face, man. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Chopper, you got it.
And that goes into what we was going over the other night, and that Isaiah 6, where it talks about, and they shall return, basically roughly paraphrasing, they shall return, but they still go get burnt up.
That's right.
Because, when all hell breaks loose, that's when Jacob's going to want to seek the Lord early, but he's not going to be found. Okay, and that's when the judgment is going to come upon the ones of our people that disobey. All right, but this is Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
Right.
You want to say something?
Watchmen. And I think it's going to say, redeeming the time to know what the will of the Lord is.
The next verse.
Yeah, man. You got it, brother.
Done. It says, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to get the next verse in the NLT as well. The NLT is a banger in that 16th verse. All right? So verse 16, Ephesians 5, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, redeeming the times. Because, as we see, time is getting very, very, very short. Okay, we're running out of time. Okay, we see Esau, Edom, his days are being shortened. The days are being shortened for the elect's sake, which means that Esau, Edom is getting ready to come down with that great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time left. And so that means, for the ones of our people that haven't repented yet, that means you have a short time left to come back to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, now, this is Ephesians 5, verse 16 in the NLT. It says, make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Okay, make the most of every opportunity to do what? To start up a new business, to buy a new house, to buy a new car. Okay, to be an entrepreneur, to be this, that, and the third. No, make every opportunity to come back and repent to the Lord and be converted. Okay, before this thing is all said and done. All right, it says. All right, now I'm gonna jump to read to 17. Ephesians 5 verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
Right. The will of the Lord is to destroy America. Man.
Right.
The will of the Lord is to deliver the hopeful elect. The will of the Lord is for righteous recompense, man. And the brother said, redeeming the time. It's a quick one, backing that up. Job 19 and 25, it says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth. And why are we redeeming the time? Because our Redeemer liveth, man. The Lord liveth. The Lord is going to come and deliver us, man. So that's our hope. That's our faith. That's what we're relying on at this point, man. That the Lord is coming to deliver us and get us out of this hell, man. That's what our strength rests upon, man. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth. What's up? For I know that my Redeemer liveth. What you said, bro? Hey, the Lord on his way. Come out here. Go park. Job 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And Job said, basically he said, the worms eat my flesh. In the latter days, I'm going to see the Most High, man. That's what we're living on and banking on right now, man. That the Most High comes and destroy this place, man. Drive by Israelites. You got it, man. Yeah. Take it out. Take it out. Hey, well, Lord willing, all right, this message was edifying. We're going to face the east and give infinite honors and praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Call me Yashala. Baba Bob. Shalom.
Shalom.
Until next time, Aki. Shalom. Shalom, apostles. Brothers out there pushing this truth. Shalom.
The apostles want to